Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So finally, Hazbin Hotel has its official release. It had a pilot like a long time ago. There's been Hell of a Boss, which I lost interest in. And this was like, both these shows take place in hell and their own unique take on that whole situation. And for a first episode, it depends a lot on you watching that pilot, because it's like almost like episode 0, because like Alistair's already there. So like, did the pilot happen? Is that canon into like the episodes? And why not just make that episode? Because you get this weird pacing where you have characters explaining who they are, but they already know each other, but they're explaining it to the audience without saying, hey audience, this is who Alistair is, and this is where he came from. Oh, remember this character? Oh, this is who they are. It's stilted. It's very stiff, but you got to get those introductions out of the way. Hopefully they move past that in the next couple episodes, because it was very obvious that they were doing the whole, exposition dump. Besides that, on a technical level, the animation is up and down. There's times where it's very choppy, where the skipped frames, the choppiness of it, it's very noticeable. Then there's times where it's like above and beyond. This is where you get the peaks and valleys. I'd rather a show be consistent than have really amazing looking scenes and really crappy looking scenes. Just give me something more consistent. If you like musicals, then I suppose you'll like this. I'm not the biggest fan of musicals. I can sit through them. I like a couple of them. Grease is probably my favorite. But the songs are just, I don't know. There's going to be 2 songs in every episode. Is that what they're going to do here? Oh yeah, there's an A plot and a B plot. I was not expecting that. Like in a traditional kind of sitcom type of, show. Where there's like, oh, one character is doing this while the other characters are busy doing this other thing. And the B plot doesn't go anywhere. Like, it literally goes nowhere. And if it was played for jokes, it wasn't that funny. Because there's a couple, like, gags where I don't understand why anyone would be laughing, because why is that funny? I don't know. But we open up. And here's the thing. This is how we're going to do this show. It's based on Christianity, the devil. They go into like the story of Adam and Eve and all that kind of stuff. It is so biblically incorrect that I can't even, we're not going to talk gospel doctrine here. We're just, because it's so radically insane that it has nothing to do with Christianity. They just use similar names and themes, but Vizzy, that she I don't know, she has an insane way of looking at she read the Bible and got the wrong message from it. So in this version of some religion that's not Christianity, there was a planet that's heaven. Like they kind of say it like it's a place. Like they make it sound like they're more like they're aliens and not necessarily I want to say like biblical beings. They're like aliens. They had their own planet. It was all good. But then there was one alien that just didn't like the way things were going. And he was a big dreamer, and that was Lucifer. And he got kicked out of heaven because he had some great ideas. And they didn't like his really awesome ideas. That's such a funny take. Just to even think about any type of Christian belief, that how funny that whole situation is. So he gets kicked out of heaven, and they don't even mention a heavenly war or anything. They just say he gets kicked out. They don't talk about him taking angels with him, angels that came to his side. They don't talk about any of that. So he gets kicked out. They never really talk about God or even Jesus. Does Jesus exist in this show? Because it kind of makes me feel like he doesn't. Again, one episode, but so Adam and Eve get created, but they do the whole Adam and Lilith, that whole made up story. So like, oh, Adam is a jerk. He's a big dum-dum, and Lilith didn't like his dum-dum ways. So she ran off, and then her being such a great and wonderful dreamer, she found Lucifer and they fell in love. and then like they have the apple of knowledge, but they call it free will, but it's really, that's not what it was. Anyways, they get Eve to eat it, but they kind of show Eve turned into like a demon or a monster or something. But they never show the part where Adam basically says, hey, you know what? God, you instructed us, man and woman to be partners, and I will eat of the apple because we can't be separated. We can't be kicked out of the garden. She can't just be by herself. We have to be together. So he partaked of the thing too. So I guess Adam wasn't such a jerk anyways. They skip all of that. They just go into like, oh, but they also say that by them doing this, they introduced evil to the world. So isn't that a bad thing? Or was it a good thing? I don't know. But that's how hell was made. And Lucifer's punishment was he'll never see the good in humans. He'd only see bad humans. So he'd be like, the reluctant ruler of hell, and he could only see evil things. And then he had a daughter with Lilith, and that's Charlie. But I want to go save people. And she tells this whole little story. Wouldn't it be funny if this was all a lie? And Lucifer's like, I told you that story to make you feel better. It's really how it really happened, was like this, and it's more biblically accurate. And that was just like a fake made up story for her to like make Charlie feel better. That would be both poignant and hilarious. She's like reading the story out loud to no one. Then Vaggie, which is such a weird name. I thought her name was Baggy in the pilot. I'm like, Vaggie, like a vegetable. I don't know what that is in reference to, but I guess there's like a yearly cleansing. Again, if you watch the pilot, it explains that. But I guess every year they have to kill a bunch of people in hell, like kill them twice. So when they die, they go to hell, and then they die again, and they just become part of the ether. They don't explain what happens when, I guess, your second death. I don't know. But these demons, there's no humans here. So you become a demon when you go to hell? Is that how it works in this world? Like there's no people. Everyone's like a monster. Like they're like a demon with horns or wings. Like they become like a creature. So is that what happens in this world? But I guess they're like, she has a hotel that's supposed to rehabilitate people. And there's like, we have a commercial, and the commercial really sucks. And it's just like an awful commercial, and Alistair made it. And I guess he was a newscaster guy, like back in his backstory. I don't know if it connects, but again, if you don't watch the pilot, you don't read any background and stuff, you don't know what the hell this guy's issue is. I guess he's a demon lord, but from what I understand, he was a guy, like a newscaster guy back like in the 1920s, and he used to kill people. He was like a serial killer, and now he became like a demon lord, because when you go to hell, you get powers. So he's helping Charlie for reasons unknown, because obviously he doesn't want to help anybody, but I guess he just wants to see it fail. But he has to have some alternative motive. Like that can't be just it. But Charlie's like, that commercial was nice, but it wasn't what we're looking for. It's like, we should have done it on radio, because he's like a cool radio voice. I think Alistair's probably my favorite character in this, because he seems to have a lot more. There's got to be something more with this guy. And then we get introduced to Angel. Then they do like all the introductions. So Angel's like a porn star, and he's like, I can make it really interesting. And it's a bunch of sex jokes. I can make a video to make people want to die to come here. And it's just nonstop sex jokes for like 5 minutes. Then there's the bartender guy. I forget his name. And he's like, I'm the only reason why I'm here is I'm forced to be here. Then there's like a maid. And Keith David does the voice of this guy. His voice doesn't match the way he looks. It just doesn't. He just does not seem to be this guy. I don't know. So they're like, we need to make a new commercial. This one sucks. Charlie gets a phone call from her dad, and he's like, hey, and we don't hear what he's saying to her, but she's really excited. So I guess it must be something good. Hey, Vaggie, they just had the big, cleansing of the demons. And they still have I guess they're going to have a meeting with Lucifer, but he's like, hey, you take my place, you go talk to them. So she's going to pitch her idea of rehabilitating souls, which is, I think, an admirable thing to try to do. But it's not about just redeeming them, again, without going into doctrine. Being a good person doesn't get you into heaven. You have to believe in Jesus Christ. If they're going to go Christianity here, it's your faith in Jesus Christ and following in his, his example. That's what gets you into heaven, not being a good person. So I don't know how they're going to do this without Jesus Christ in the storyline, but I guess they're going to just pretend Jesus never existed. So then she starts a big song, and this is where, if you like song, this A Good Day in Hell, I think it's called. It's a 5 out of 10. 5 being the average. It's okay. But we get choppy animation, really kind of disgusting stuff. But because they show you like, oh, she's singing A Good Day in Hell, but then there's like showing like people doing it and lots of F-bombs. Every F-bomb in this show feels very forced. It really does. So she goes singing a bunch of things. She ends up at the little building where she's supposed to meet the angels. And she keeps saying, oh, this place is creepy. Is it? It's an empty building. You live in hell. How could anything be creepy to you? Anyways, she gets in there and has to like sign a like registry, then goes up. And then we see the angels, and they look just like demons. Like literally 100% like demons that wear white. Their skin's even pitch black. So they're demons. And this guy's like a surfer dude idiot. This is where I would have taken a complete different direction. You can still make the angels, the quote unquote bad guys. I would have made them cold, calculating, and unfeeling. I would have made them very almost robotic like in their responses, where they're unable, they don't bend, they don't see it your way, they don't want to help Charlie with their plan, and they should have been very cold and came off as unfeeling, being heartless. Instead of goofy idiot, like that's it's so, I don't know. I guess the audience is very simple, so they need to have like, oh, this is the bad guy. Like obviously this angel guy, which happens to be Adam, and he's the leader of the legions of the army. Shouldn't that be Michael? But then there's beliefs that Michael and Adam are the same person, which if they were, what, I had 2 different names. I don't know. That's another gospel doctrine discussion that could be, talked about, but this is just being done in a stupid way. They just wanted to make it Adam just because, oh, he's the one that was Lilith's first husband, blah, 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 blah. So Adam's the biggest jerk on the planet. And he's cussing, and he's talking about girls he wants to bang, and he's like, oh, this chick wanted to bang the drummer, but I was like the original D word, and it just goes, it's vulgar, it's disgusting, and angels are just as horrible as demons. We get back to B plot, them making this commercial, and then Vaggy's like, hey, I need a camera to make a commercial. So they're trying to make a new commercial. Everyone sucks at it. And that's the B plot, and it's not funny because it's just nonstop sex jokes. It's Angel wanting to make a porno. That's like what he wants to do. And it's just sex joke, sex joke, sex joke. We get back to Adam, and he's constantly not letting Charlie talk, and he just keeps talking about all the girls he wants to bang. I swear to God, that's what it's about. We get back to the commercial, and then it's the little demon girl who's like the maid. And then whenever she's on camera, she like doesn't move or say anything. That's the joke that she freezes behind the camera. Is this like a deeper meaning? Like, oh, just something about being video recorded had something to do with her dying, or like she was like tortured or something. There's got to be, I know they're like sprinkling things that are going to be like brought up later on. That's just how these shows work. But it's played off as a joke in the beginning, so I don't think it's very funny. Get back to Alistair. He's like, and Vaggy's like, I don't know how to do this. This is stupid. But Alistair's like, hey, I can do this for you, but you got to make a deal with me. She's like, I'm not going to make a deal with you. That's like the dumbest idea ever. He's like, hey, I'll do this for you. I'll get a production in here. You just have to promise me we never do commercials ever again. I don't like television. We need to do radio. And she's like, okay, fine. Then he makes like a whole crew, and they're going to make a commercial. I would have liked to have seen this commercial because everyone looks really cool. I like their like very classy clothes. I like her hat and her dress. Very pretty. Get back to Charlie. And then he's just going, he's just droning on and on and on. And then she'll go, wait a minute, I forgot. Here's my idea. She kind of like goes through it really, really fast. But then Adam's like, wait a second, that's not a problem. Coming down here and killing demons, that's a cool thing. We like doing that. It's super fun. And then kind of goes, oh, they don't deserve redemption and all that kind of stuff. And he sings his song, and I don't like his voice. And basically saying, angels, we don't have an issue with coming down here because we like killing all you guys, and it's really fun for us. does Jesus exist in this world? What does Jesus have to say about this? It just seems very... See, this is where I would have played it as cold and calculating. We come down, we cleanse once a year because of what needs to be done. I know you have your feelings, whatever, but these are people who died and went to hell, and this is their punishment. I'm done talking to you. He should have been cold, calculating, and just heartless. Not like surfer dude who just likes to bang chicks all day. That's why take it that way. It's so one-dimensional, and there's no wiggle room there. There's no way. This guy's never going to be persuaded. He's going to just be this surfer idiot guy. So her plan gets just blown out of the water, and they're going to move up the slaughter. It's going to be every 6 months instead of every year. So she's like, oh no, those are my people. Go back to the hotel. Vaggie's like, oh, how did it go? Oh, it went great. Then it's like, oh, we made a commercial for you guys. And we're about to see it. And then it cuts to the newscaster people. And the voice of the newscaster lady's bad. It's awful. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Don't know who it is, but it sucks. Doesn't have that classic Katie Kirk kind of newscaster voice. It's just like normal person voice. Super lame. They're like, it gets moved up. The slaughter's been moved up 6 months. So, hey, we're all effed. We see like an angel pod thingy. It's very technological looking. It's flying around. They see the body of a dead angel. And they're like, wait a second. We've never lost an angel in any of these battles. And then they're like, oh, we need to go down there and kill everybody. Adam's like, no. We're going to like make sure none of these demons ever do this ever again. So like he enjoys in punishing them. And then that's how the episode ends. Oh my goodness. For if you hate Christianity, it's a 10 out of 10. Easy peasy. It's the greatest show ever made. If you love musicals and you're willing to see past all the silly, like their beliefs, the way that they see Christianity, it's like a 6 because you like the music. And if you're like me, you really don't like the music and you find all this gospel, like hoo-ha, all, making it all stupid. It's like a 3.2. I would have loved there to be a little more and be, like, oh, black and instead of it being also black and white, maybe show a little more. There's something deeper here than like people in hell like to have sex and say the F word. People in heaven like to have sex and say the F word, but they're the meanies. Like they're literally the same exact people. But let me know what you guys like about this. If you really, really love this series, like what did you like about this first episode? Are you big into the music? Do you like the musical stuff? Favorite characters? I don't know how anyone could ever like Adam. Like, is there a person in the world that thinks, yeah, Adam's a cool dude. I like the way he is. It's ridiculous how unbelievably silly, stupid, evil he is. I think Alistair has, something. He has a plan for something. Charlie being the dart of the devil, Lucifer being like the king of hell, and him being a powerful like demon lord. He probably wants to move up. Maybe he wants to be the one, maybe usurp Lucifer or something. I don't know. Maybe he's going to do it through Charlie. There's got to be some type of, I don't think Alistair is a good guy or like on the good team. I don't want him to like be good. Like he needs to be a betrayer of some kind. Like even though you can see it from a million miles away, but I would hate for him to be like a good guy and like really help Charlie. Like I don't want that for that character. As for everyone else, they're pretty forgettable. Angel, just a guy who just says the F word and likes sex. The bartender guy, maybe we don't know what his deal is. Why he's in hell? Did he kill someone? Was he just a non-believer? Like, well, why is he in hell? The little maid girl, don't care about her at all. Like, there's nothing there for that character. Vaggie, again, we don't know much about her character. And Charlie, she's nice. I like her voice. Oh yeah, during the song, Vaggie sings, "Oh my God, never let this girl sing ever again." Her voice is awful. Charlie has a nice voice. She sings very well. Vaggie's just like, oh, I'm singing. It's bad. So, end of the first episode, it's, I don't know. I don't like it very much. I give everything a chance. I try to give everything a chance. Do I review the whole series? I don't know. If it's enough to keep me interested, I might get through it all. I don't even know how many episodes there are, but I usually give 2 or 3 episodes. And we'll see where it goes from there. Let me know in the comments below if did the pilot to the first episode. Did you like the changes? I preferred the pilot a little more. I preferred the original voices a lot more. Do you like the new direction they're taking? Do you like this whole, like Adam's really truly this evil dude? So, we'll see where this goes. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.